A great view of our broadcast locations in a downtown Atlanta. We're all set to bring you today's action. Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Randall.
Look, sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and the trend has been on the downward side in terms of his average points per game. And a variety of factors can be the culprit. And a lot of times you focus on the efficiency more than just pure point output.
So the New York starting five, Knox and Randall, they're the forward. Dennis Smith is out there with Barrett, and it's Robinson in at the five down low. And for the Hawks, Collins at power forward with Len at center. Bembry out there with Young, and it's Hunter in at the three spot. Conference rivals in this one, Doris. A regular season game that will likely have that postseason feel.
And we are the beneficiaries of what could be a playoff preview. You never know, obviously, how things are going to shake out in terms of seeding. What we know unequivocally are these two rivals are prepared to play in what we would consider not just any regular season game, perhaps a little more on the line than you might expect.
That one falls.
Well, you like how aggressive he is making a play at the rim against length.
You have got to believe that you can score against size on the interior. How about the aggressive, assertive move there?
And so it's the Hawks waiting on the board first. Here's Smith trying to get open as Randall, and it's Smith that time on the assist by Robinson.
This guy reads defenders so well and gets great elevation on his shots. Dennis Smith gets that mid-range to go.
Now, here is Young. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
Well, in addition to the scoring, he found ways to initiate contact from the defense and get himself to the line. The defense clearly frustrated trying to get a way to stop him.
Now, here is Young after R.J. Barrett's miss. Young drives in, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Maybe not the most explosive athlete, but Young's jumper stretches defense, which gives him more room to get by his man.
Now, here is Robinson. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Wizards in Washington.
And the other thing, guys, he really got after it on the backboards. What a complete game for this guy.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Young taking his time here. To the left side wing. Hunter kicks to Len. Just 5 on the clock. Young for 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Young's got 5.
And the touch Young has from beyond the arc, he is almost unguardable from there.
Here's Smith, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, we know this, guys. Last season, a little bit up and down for Dennis Smith Jr. Not sure he wanted out of Dallas, but certainly dealt to the New York Knicks. But now they think this guy is a cornerstone for their franchise.
The Knicks shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
Oh, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And with Smith, he had lost the ball handling duties in Dallas to Doncic. And you know what, Doris? It made sense probably for him to move on.
Yeah, this is one of those trades, I think, that will benefit everyone involved. Dennis Smith Jr. is a better player with the basketball in his hands. And once he left, he got his confidence back and started to create great opportunities for the Knicks.
You know, Doris, when you think of the best dunkers at that guard position, you have to include Dennis Smith Jr.
His explosiveness, Dennis Smith Jr., is off the charts. Boy, when he is attacking the cup, as a defensive player, you better be on point or he's going to put it on your head.
He's a guy you have to game plan for. The way Young scores and passes the ball creates so many problems for the defense.
first free throw is good.
And now, in his second year of coaching the Knicks, David Fizdale putting more of a stamp on this team, changing the mindset of the franchise.
Well, the New York Knicks hired David Fizdale to steer the ship with a group of young players. And I want you to think back to where he earned his stripes. That was with the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade championship Miami teams. So he knows culture and he knows winning.
Here's Knox. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Wizards in Washington. Len with the block.
Well, for a big guy so light on his feet, Len rising into the air with ease.
And finished off by Collins.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Smith for three. And the Knicks miss again. Atlanta leading by 5. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. I was able to talk with David Fizdale for just a moment. He said a big key for them will be containing Trae Young. Coach said he can be streaky, but when he heats up, his deep range makes him tough to defend. Kevin, make that almost impossible to defend.
Thanks, David. Here's Smith. After the made shot from John Collins. Shoots. Trying to get open is Randall. Nice shot by Smith. Smith's got 6.
Well, Dennis Smith Jr. in the pick and roll. Boy, you don't know if he's going to rise and fire or set his teammate up.
Young outside. Latrey hits it from three-point range. Young's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Hawks.
I'll tell you, this lead's not going anywhere with this guy making plays. What a quarter.
Here's Barrett. Poked away. Here's Bembry. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game, but they recover it. Young against Smith. Goes back up. Robinson with the block. And here's Barrett. A 17-point game for him in the win against the Wizards in Washington. Outside Robinson. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Knox. Buries it from three-point range.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Young pass it to Collins. Here's Bembry. Now, here is Young. It's not going to go for him. Randall with some nice D.
This has not been a good period for this guy. Out of sync, not letting the game come to him. He's got to settle down and make shots.
Tries yet again. Rebound, Atlanta. Last time these two teams came together was also in this building. And they were able to win it for the home fans.
And the last time they were able to come away with that win because of their depth. Great production from the reserves.
I think sometimes the bench can make or break you in a particular game, and that was a total team effort, no question.
And the way he was able to reach out towards that release had an impact.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
Now, here is Smith. 17 points for him last game against Washington.
I thought his physicality was crucial, too. You know, he kept the defense on their toes and repeatedly got to the free throw line.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. And the last 2 drafts, the Atlanta Hawks aggressively making trades to assemble this roster.
And drafting DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish, great length and versatility on the wings. You pair that with Trae Young and John Collins, and that's an exciting young core for the Hawks.
And Atlanta will go for a different look here. Damian Jones is checked in for Len. Reddish comes in for Hunter. Kevin Herter, he's checked in for DeAndre Bembry. And it's Turner in for Trae Young. Here's Reddish in the corner. Herter with it. And a miss there on the triple. For the New York Knicks, they come in off a good outing against the Wizards in Washington. Jones against Morris. Outside Portis. Back to Morris from outside the arc. It's rebounded by Herter. Atlanta leading by 5. Here's Reddish. And Reddish with the slam.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Here's Trier. And Jones sends it back. And even 3-on-3 break. And Reddish, the bucket on the assist by Turner. And it's a 9-point Hawks lead.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Here's Trier. Turner covering. New York, no good that time either. And so it's Turner with it. He brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Well, you saw how dialed up they were from distance. The defense just couldn't get out to everyone.
And that explains their three-point percentage, Greg. They had more than a few players giving the defense absolute fits from range.
Now, here's Reddish. Following the miss by Marcus Morris, and he can't extend the lead to double digits. Here's Dotson, and he bangs it home with one hand.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets.
And finished off by Collins.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
There's Trier with the 3. No good on that one. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Here's Reddish. Good work defensively by Morris.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Passes it to Trier. Here's Dotson. Back to Trier. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, hard to find a team more iconic in the NBA than the New York Knicks. They are a premier brand.
Greg, this is absolutely true. This is an organization that has played a few games in London that have helped them, and it hasn't seemed to matter that the team has struggled for an extended period of time. They remain a major media presence in a major market. The NBA is better when the New York Knicks are a factor.
First one falls for him.
Guys, when you consider the New York Knicks roster, there is some talent amongst their young players. More than a handful of their guys in their first 3 years in the league. Kevin Knox, Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Dotson all could be factors for them in the future.
Both shots good from the stripe. Doris with the youth. The Knicks added Dennis Smith to that bunch as well.
No doubt, Kevin. This was a player they had their eyes on. So when you couple Dennis Smith Jr. with some of the young assets they've collected over the last couple of years, there's a ton of young talent coming up in New York right now.
Now here's Jones. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. 1:04 left in the first. To the middle. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And the ability to stretch the floor from the power forward spot, Doris, becoming almost a requirement. That's worked out well for Marcus Morris.
Boy, when he comes into the league, Kevin, 2011, he was viewed as that classic tweener. That at one point was a negative level. The game has now shifted his direction because of his versatility.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
Marcus Morris has proven that he can be effective in any system in the NBA, understands his role as a stretch four.
And so he's able to get one of two. The Hawks leading by 6. Here's Reddish. He drains the quick shot. Reddish has got his 3rd basket of the night.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
Now the pass to Trier. And the 3 off target. Land has gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. To the paint, and Jones slams it in.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
No doubt, Greg. On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
And the rejection by Collins. Reddish with the ball. He's against Morris. Shot by Collins, no good.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Pass to Gibson. And he makes that one.
We know this. Taj Gibson loves getting physical. It doesn't matter how aggressive you are.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. Hawks ahead. They lead by 8. We'll be back shortly live from State Farm Arena. Bobby Portis, who's known for his work ethic, said he learned a lot from his mother.
She gets up at 3, 4 in the morning and gets off at 1, 2 in the evening. You know, she works hard for her 4 boys. You know, she bears herself off daily. You know, I always try to pride myself in hard work also because how hard she worked for me.
And she was a basketball player in her own right, Greg, a scholarship at Jackson State University.
Yeah, and gave up basketball when she had Bobby, but she encouraged him to pursue his dream, and she said now she's living her dream through him.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And looking at what we've seen from the Hawks, what do you guys think?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
And New York, looking at who they've got. Taj Gibson is out there with Portis. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Trier in at the 1.
Out of Wake Forest, John Collins quickly emerging as a top-notch scorer. A tremendous finisher, and his range extends out beyond the arc.
And that one falls for Collins. And players with big numbers on losing teams can be accused of empty stats. So, Greg, do you take Collins's with a grain of salt?
You look at his field goal percentage, high 50s. He's not just a high usage player, he is highly efficient.
And so Collins nails both of them. Knicks trail by 8. Here's Trier. Outside Portis. Back to Trier. Just 5 to shoot. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. Of course, you've seen a lot of these big men come and go in this league. Who would you say right now is the most complete big man in the NBA?
Well, two guys come to my mind immediately, and that's Joel Embiid, who I think probably could be more efficient with his three-point shooting, but is still enough of a threat that you have to guard him out there. They enter the ball through him in the post, and he can be a dominant scorer. He can also put it on the deck. And then Anthony Davis, who you could say all of those attributes that Joel Embiid has, the Brow has as well. Those are two of the most complete, dominant two-way big men in today's game.
Hunter's checked in for the Hawks. Young comes in for Evan Turner. It's Portis high post. Reddish grabs the rebound.
Boy, he really wanted that shot, trying to make the defense pay for leaving him that wide open.
Outside, Jones. It's stolen by Morris. And here we go with Morris, running it up the court. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. The promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. Well, Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And D.A., that's when he is at his best. Thank you. And the Knicks with possession here. After the missed three from Trae Young. Here's Trier trying to get open as Gibson off with the layup.
Boy, that's too easy to miss, but somehow he finds a way to do it.
Reddish. The Knicks pull it in. Morris has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Over Crabbe. It's good. And the Hawks lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Morris.
Well, just so good at taking advantage of the mid-range. Marcus Morris feels comfortable in that area.
Young outside. Puts it up from 12. Connects. The jumper drops. Young's got 12 points in the game.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
New York calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Lenz checked in for the Hawks. DeAndre Bembry comes in for Reddish. As we approach the playoffs, let's see how the East is shaping up. We'll take a look at the Hawks. Right now, they're on the outside looking in at the playoff seeds. And, of course, the Knicks, a few slots below them.
And seeing where the Knicks are, one thing they don't have to worry about is not having enough free time this summer, because they're not going anywhere near the postseason.
And there will be players on the move once this season is over. You can count on that. They have to make wholesale changes, and the front office knows it.
Now, here is Young. He's got 12. In the corner, it's Hunter. No good on the triple. Knicks trail by 5. Over to the wing. Here's Knox. Hands it from downtown. 6 points for him.
I'll tell you, the catch-and-shoot game of Kevin Knox, he's got to have it in his arsenal, and he does.
Pass to Bembry. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way, and he does.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Of course, the playoff seedings still jumbled a bit up in the air. Just how important you think it is to get home court advantage in the NBA playoffs in this era.
Historically speaking, Kevin, as you know, home court advantage is absolutely monumental, and it doesn't matter the round of the playoffs. It could be a conference semifinal or an NBA final. If you come down to a Game 7, that home court advantage can be the difference between winning and losing. You want as much in your favor, Kevin, as you know, going into the postseason.
Now here's Crabb, following the miss by Julius Randle, and he comes up with the deuce. Now it's a 7-point Hawks lead.
Well, the mid-range game is starting to flow right now for Allen Crabb. Doing work, sir.
Barrett dishes to Robinson. Got a piece of it. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Here's Bembry. Throws down the breakaway jam.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Now, here's Barrett. No points in the game yet for him.
That's not his spot, but given the lack of defense, you'd like to see him knock that one down.
Here's Bembry. Here's Young. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got his 4th rebound in this one.
I'll tell you, he's trying to help them extend this lead, but it's been a tough night for him individually.
Atlanta leading by 9. Crabb with the ball. He averages about 5 points a game. Here's Young. A second chance effort, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, with the length and athleticism, the intimidation becoming a factor. Len, aggressive in the painted area, draws the foul.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Alex Len. 2 shots.
That one is off.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Allen Crabb. And he sinks the second.
Well, still working to become a more accurate free throw shooter. And what you like about Len is he's getting to the free throw line a lot more consistently.
Smith's shot is good. Atlanta leading by 8. Young outside. Passes it to Bembry. Teardrop shot. Robinson with the block. And they get it back. Shot clock at 6. Here's Huerter.
This is the effort they need from Kevin Knox on the defensive end. What a block.
And so it's Randle bringing it up now for the Knicks. 8-point game. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Well, they knew exactly how to approach that defense. They shot a fantastic percentage because they got quality looks.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard. Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Now, here is Smith. He's got 8. Rejected by Len, and they're able to recover. That's good, and the Atlanta lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Robinson. The Hawks have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Here's Huerter. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Hunter, no good. And with the way Mitchell Robinson can protect the rim, Doris, there's a lot to like about that second-round pick.
Yeah, on draft day, Mitchell Robinson flew under the radar, but he had a great summer league. He got tremendous minutes early as a rookie. This is a great leaper, a great shot blocker, always something teams can use, both of those attributes.
Here's Herter. After R.J. Barrett's bucket, Herter passes to Len, and Kevin Knox gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Atlanta making some changes. John Collins, he's checked in for Hunter, and Turner's subbed in for Trae Young.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
They're over the limit.
Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment.
Wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. Smith for 3. Rebounded by the Hawks. They've led by as much as 10.
Boy, it's been a struggle in this quarter, and the team needs more from him. There's no doubt.
Here's Herter, covered by Smith. Pulls it from the elbow. Herter, no good. Knicks trail by 7. There's the pass to Knox. Kicks to Smith. New York moving the ball around. Here's Randall. Atlanta with the rebound. Collins has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Bembry. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
Now here's Randall. He's coming off a 10-point game against Washington.
The other thing I thought was big, guys, was the incredible night he had on the glass. No one wanted any part of him down there.
It's his first trip to the line.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing. So for the Hawks, Damian Jones comes in for Alex Len, and it's Reddish in for Bembry. And then for New York, Bobby Portis is checked in for Robinson. Marcus Morris comes in for Kevin Knox. And it's Trier in for Smith. And he ends up missing both free throws.
This guy just can't find his rhythm, and you look up at the scoreboard, they absolutely need his productivity.
Now Reddish. He has 6, and he gets it to go. Reddish has got the lead up to 11 now for the Hawks.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Now here's Portis. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And the rejection by Collins. And we have some time now to show you which rookies have the greatest impact offensively over the course of the last month. Second, R.J. Barrett.
And those numbers have started to set him apart offensively from most of the other rookies in the league.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. A different look for New York. Taj Gibson's checked in for Randall. And Damian Dotson subbed in for Barrett. And Morris drops them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Turner, the bounce pass. Back to Collins. And finished off by Collins.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Outside Portis. The shot, no good. Collins with some nice D.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Reddish with the ball. He's against Morris. Off target at the rim. Here's Trier. Turner covering. Right side, Portis. Over Collins. It's good. And the Hawks lead is cut down now to just 9 on the basket from Portis. And we've finished one half of basketball. Hawks lead by 9. We'll be back shortly live from State Farm Arena.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Atlanta was looking great right away. They put together some nice offensive stretches and at one point led by as many as 10. After one, they held an 8-point advantage. Then in a hard-fought second quarter, they more than held their own, increasing their advantage to finish up 9 at the break. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how Atlanta played?
Well, they really dictated the pace of the game with their transition game. They got out on the break every chance they had, and the time they could push the tempo, they did. And a lot of times it kept the defense scrambling like eggs with the cheese and apple juice.
And Kenny, your take on New York?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court right now for the Hawks. Hunter at the 3 with Collins at the 4. Young is out there with Bembry. And it's Len in at the pivot, manning the middle.
And pick and roll is huge in today's game. Barrett realizing what to do in those sets.
Here's Young. Drills the baseline jumper. Young's got 14.
Working against size, he's just crafty enough to carve out some wiggle room.
I'll tell you, the analytics crew may not like the mid-range, but sometimes you just got to put it in the basket.
And the officials call a traveling violation. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Hunter.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
Here's Knox. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Well, at 6'9", you can see the ability of Kevin Knox to run the floor and finish in transition. That's perfect. And Kevin Knox, yet another player out of the University of Kentucky. We've seen so many enter the NBA from that program. What they love about Kevin Knox is his ability to score at all 3 levels.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, the Hawks said they were going to be patient when they rebuilt their team, and they were going to do it through the draft, and they've stuck to that script. Now, Trae Young is probably the biggest name, but Atlanta's added a lot of great young talent the last 3 years. There's John Collins, Kevin Huerter, and in 2019, the Hawks added 3 more good young players in the draft. DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, and Bruno Fernando. Things are looking up in Atlanta.
I would think so, too. On paper, it looks good. We'll see if it materializes. D.A., thank you as always. And that one falls for Barrett. And with Knox, the Knicks kept feeding him minutes, Doris, allowing him to learn on the fly.
Yes, because of the circumstance with his team, he got a lot of the offense running through him as the season progressed. And for Kevin Knox, he had ample room to grow and make mistakes, and that's critical to his development.
Bembry, whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Doris, you played point guard. What do you like to see from that position?
Well, I'm going to go back to the Showtime Lakers, which was my first team that I adored when I was a kid watching the NBA. And the reality is this, Kevin, I love to see teams play in transition, get out in the open floor. What's better than watching Steph Curry cross half court with a full head of steam and the defender knowing, oh, good God, anything could happen here. He might pull a three. Right. He might finish in spectacular fashion off the run, or he might find a teammate for a momentum-building three. Like, get in transition and run, baby.
The first one falls. And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
That one misses. And Greg, talking to scouts about R.J. Barrett, they love the athleticism. But what makes him especially good is the work ethic and the confidence.
Yeah, some elite prospects will take plays off. This guy never does. He's not one that sits around and reads his press clippings. He's a warrior, a leader, and he's proven to be a winner.
And so it's Rendell bringing it up now for the Knicks. They trail by 6. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Pass to Knox. In the corner, Smith with it. Clock at 6. From deep. He can't get that one. And Atlanta will come the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. Young inside. Covered by Smith. Shots good from Young. Young's got 16.
You gotta like seeing this from Young, wanting to prove he's more than just a jump shooter.
Smith kicks to Robinson. Randall left side. Collins with some nice D.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
The Hawks have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Alan Crabb, he's checked in for Atlanta. Both good from the line that time. We're seeing some great shooters with length, tall players shooting from outside. That seems to be the rage right now, but when you look in your crystal ball, Doris, what might be the next player trend in the NBA?
So we saw the evolution of big men as three-point shooters, men being able to enter the league as sort of back to the basket, consistent rebounding forces out of the post, now stepping away and becoming threats as face-up scorers. To me, one of the most intriguing young players in the league right now is Nikola Jokic. Here's a 7-foot guy who is a tremendous playmaker. His instinct is to pass more than it is to score. So you wonder, is that the next evolution of big men? And then the other thing, Kevin, you are starting to see offensive rebounding went away as a focal point of teams in the NBA. You are starting to see teams go back after the offensive glass. Does that continue?
Second chance is a big statistic, isn't it?
It is.
Now, here is Young, following the missed shot by Dennis Smith.
And checking out the numbers for Young, the last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. Second in scoring, and he's among the top 20 players in three-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
And what he's doing right now, carving up defensive schemes at will, second best scorer in the league. It's just a marvelous thing to watch and appreciate. And that one falls for Young.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
And New York making a change here. Morris is checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And so it's New York with it. 15-point game. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And yes, it's good. Morris has got 10 points.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
Now, here is Smith. Almost, but it rolls out.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Now here's Crabb. Defense right on him. And finished off by Collins.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Here's Smith. He's got 8. Bounce pass Robinson. Here's Barrett. That one a little long. The Hawks leading by 17. And here is Crabb. The dish to Len. Here's Bembry. Outside Collins. 5 to shoot. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Off target from outside. Knicks trail by 17. Here's Knox. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Now here's Crabb. Outside Collins. Len kicks to Crabb. lays it up off the glass. And the Hawks lead by 19.
Alan Crabb doing work on the interior, sir. Okay.
New York calls timeout.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Damian Jones is checked in for Len. Reddish comes in for DeAndre Bembry. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Crabb. And Turner's subbed in for Young. And a new group in for the Knicks. Bobby Portis is checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Gibson comes in for Kevin Knox. Dotson's checked in for Barrett. And Alonzo Trier's subbed in for Dennis Smith. The Knicks have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game.
2 shots. Under 6.
And free throw good from Morris. He's perfect from the line this time. And so it's Turner with it. He brings it up for Atlanta. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. Here's Reddish. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Dotson the pass to Portis. Here's Gibson. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Gibson's got 6 points.
If Taj Gibson gets around the rack, you understand this guy is going to make an opportunity.
And the former Razorback, Bobby Portis, took a few years to find his spot in the NBA, but now he does produce.
And great big man to bring in off the bench. Good size and quickness combination, and will always give you scoring with that second unit.
And he may not have gotten the same attention as some of the other picks back in the 2017 draft, Greg, but John Collins out of Wake Forest has been outstanding thus far in his career.
Really one of the league's best kept secrets. Tremendous athleticism, also great hands, and just has a knack for moving to the open spot around that rim.
2 shots.
And he makes the first. And he makes both free throws. Knicks trail by 19. Here's Trier. Pass to Morris. Here's the 3. But they'll get another chance. For Atlanta, they've gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. A great third quarter for them offensively.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Trier. Passes to Dotson. Three-pointer. Sinks the triple. He has 5.
Pretty dime there. The kind of ball movement coaches love to see.
Turner passes to Reddish. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
He's knocked down 3/4 of his foul shots this season, so he's right around 75%.
Shoot 2.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Hawks making a change here. Hunter's checked in, and a switch here also for New York. Barrett's checked in. And so he hits both. 1:56 left in the third quarter of the game. The pass to Portis. Pass to Trier. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
This will be his third free throw shot of the game.
And that 84% free throw percentage is a testament to all the hard work he's put in on the line.
And the free throw, no good. The Hawks leading by 18. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
Pass to Barrett. He kicks to Morris. Reddish grabs the rebound. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Wants to get it to Turner and does. Can't hit from in close. Knicks trail by 20. 56 seconds left in the third quarter. Picked his pocket. Here we go, one-on-one. And Reddish with the slam.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Here's Trier. Outside Portis. Passes it to Barrett. Shoots from the baseline. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Turner dishes to Reddish. He can't hit that time. Great D that time from Portis. And the pass to Trier. Over Hunter. Misses.
And really, Hunter can guard every position. This is something that makes him incredibly valuable.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Hawks ahead, running away with this one. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Atlanta. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. On the court for the Knicks, they've got Portis. Taj Gibson is out there with Morris. Then it's Barrett, and it's Smith in at the point. Here's Jones. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Marcus Morris picks one up there. Doris, when you look at draft eligibility requirements, it is a very fluid topic with a lot of different ways it could go, a lot of moving parts. Where do you stand?
I'll tell you the truth, Kevin. I'm conflicted about this because I believe there is real value to the college experience. There's high-level coaching across the game at the collegiate level. But I also believe that young men who have talent should be able to, when they are eligible, decide when they want to become professionals. So, listen, I'm sort of in the middle. There are legitimate arguments to be had for both sides. What I hope, regardless, is we get the best players in the league, and that's certainly going to happen whenever it happens.
He hits the second from the line. New York shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Bounce pass, Smith. Pass to Morris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Smith for 3. Rebounded by the Hawks.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Reddish's shot is good.
And a nice spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
Now here is Smith. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. And Gibson kicks to Morris. Outside Portis lets the 3 fly, buries the long-range jumper.
Well, for a big man, his stroke is just beautiful, and because of the height, it's so hard to challenge.
Turner passes to Reddish. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Taj Gibson picks one up. Doris, we've both been very public in our admiration for LeBron, the face of the league, for so many years. When he retires, and we're approaching that date, who do you think might step up and take his place as the face of the NBA?
Well, probably the most likely candidate is the new and reigning MVP, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is an absolute physical force. He's put on 50 pounds. He's getting more and more skilled. When he adds that three-point shot as a consistent weapon and gets to an in-between game, he will be impossible to guard. Kawhi Leonard, he is now sort of taking over as a multi-time winner of the Finals MVP, and certainly a player guys want to play with. So just a couple of possibilities there, Kev.
And the Hawks making a change here. Young's checked in, and New York with a change here too. Julius Randle's checked in for Taj Gibson.
And after attempting no free throws in the first half, now he's putting the defense back on its heels.
Here's Young. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. He dishes it to Jones. In the corner. Herter with it. 6 to shoot. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got his 8th rebound here tonight.
I'll tell you, despite his struggles at the offensive end, this team still finds themselves in control of the ball game.
Alex Len's checked in for Damian Jones. Robinson's checked in for the Knicks. Kevin Knox comes in for Marcus Morris. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Smith outside. Pass to Randle. Hunter grabs the miss.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
And so it's Young who brings it up for the Hawks. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. The shot's good. Young's got 11 points here in just the second half.
You can see it. He's taking better shots, and the results are coming because of it.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
The turnover total in the first half, only 1, but a totally different story here in the second.
John Collins, he's checked in for Atlanta. DeAndre Bembry comes in for Kevin Huerter. The Hawks leading by 20. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. Shots good from Young. Young's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Smith finds Robinson. Doris, all right, this is going to come out of the blue here, but if you had to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor or even widening the lane, which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. And the reason I say that is it feels to me in the last couple of years there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner three, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game. But because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor. I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
Count it, good.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
New York's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. New York calls timeout.
And with their offense sputtering, coaches got to get them back on track.
And to me, they're just taking too many tough shots. And when they do get an easy one, the confidence just isn't there.
So for the Knicks, Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Knox. Ellington comes in for Barrett. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Smith. Here's Ntilikina. Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said.
One shot.
The free throw off from Vince Carter.
Yeah, Carter, just a freak of nature, one of the best dunkers the game has ever seen, a top-tier shooting guard who just embraces the spotlight.
Now, here's Bullock. And it's Randall, top of the key. To halt the run, and the shot goes down. Randall's got 4 points this quarter. The Hawks have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. The Hawks working the ball around. Carter looking around. Off target from three-point range. For New York, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Ellington with it. Pass to Randall. Over Crabbe. Randall with the bucket. The Hawks shooting it brilliantly here lately. 60% from the field. Here's Young. And that one, good. Young's got 29.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Here's Ntilikina, defended by Young. Randall no good. And so it's Parsons with it. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. The kick out to Young. That's in, coming off the assist from Parsons. 32 points for Trae Young.
He's hit 4 now from behind the arc, 2 in each half, making an impact.
And stolen by Cram. It's stolen. No one near Randall as he lets it go. New York, no good that time either. Atlanta with the ball. They're on a 15-4 run right now. Parsons outside. And finished off by Parsons.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
Now, here's Bullock. Shot clock at 5. Here's Ntilikina, and it's blocked.
But he doesn't necessarily have great hops, but Parsons makes up for it with his timing.
And Young kicks to Parsons. Here's Fernando. Carter outside, inside, trying to find Parsons and gets it to him. And it's good, 2 points. Parsons got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Now here's Ellington. Back to Robinson. Over to the left wing. Near the three-point line, it's Bullock. They get it back. It's blocked. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Parsons with it. Now defended by Randall. Now Crabbe. The pass to Fernando. Ntilikina with the rebound. New York's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Basket good.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Hawks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equal to 2 wins.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Trae Young.
What you love about his performance is that he is simply taking what the defense allows and then making the most of his opportunities.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt, GA. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Parsons outside. Pass to Fernando. Robinson with the block. Ntilikina looking it over. At the elbow, Randall fires the 3, and the 3-ball is good.
Well, this is what they want from Ntilikina. Come with an aggressive attitude and be confident in your 3-point shot.
And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much with Chandler Parsons. Chandler, this one didn't look like it was in doubt for very long.
Tonight was fun, and we had it clicking early going, and we were hitting shots, and we knew that we had to get out to a good start on these guys because they're a capable team, and they got a lot of talent, so we wanted to put it away early, and we did a good job of doing that.
It's great to see you back on the floor, Chandler. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.